guys, so it is the end of January now, and so I'm going to do my January beauty favorites for you guys, and let's get right into it. So the first thing I have for my January favorites was something that I kind of just got just as a filler item. I was purchasing something from a website that I had to, if I got up to $50, then it was going to give me free shipping, and I was already at like, I think $45, so I found this mane and tail moisturizing conditioner, and I've heard a lot about this brand, like kind of over the, I don't know how many years, but a long time. And so I just thought, okay, well, I always am running out of conditioner, let me just go ahead and purchase this. I just really think that it does a really great job on my hair of conditioning it. I have really long hair. It definitely just made it look healthier. I believe that this cost me about $6, so I'll put the link below, but for $6 for conditioner, I've spent much more and been less pleased with the product, so this was definitely one of my favorites for January. The next item is something I'd already had. A lot of the products today are products that I've already purchased, I've had for quite some time, that I've rediscovered. This is one of the items that I have had in my collection for some time, and it is the OPI nail lacquer in Dulce de Leche. I really have always loved this nail polish, and I've used it a lot this month, just because it's a really pretty natural looking color. It's kind of more of a mauve-y kind of look, and I just really like it. I think it's beautiful, and it's very complimentary to myself, and I think to a lot of different skin tones. And yeah, so this has been my kind of go-to nail polish for January. The next favorite is just a technique that I've been doing a lot more, and obviously this is not a new technique to me, it's not a new technique to probably a lot of you. It's just something that I've been doing a lot more this month, and it is using eyeshadow in place of eyeliner. And I've been kind of loading up with a lot of mascara lately in the daytime, and I don't want my eyes to look really heavy and really like smoked out in the daytime. So instead of doing like a really heavy eyeliner with my mascara, I've been doing just a little bit of eyeshadow and just using a kind of fine brush to apply it, and it just really looks natural, and it makes my eyes look a little bit more fuller than they normally would be. That's been my technique that I've been using a lot this month, is just kind of filling in my lash line with eyeshadow. The next item is not a new item to me, or probably to any of you out there, but it is one that I've had in my makeup case for a while now that I just kind of been neglecting, I guess. And it is the Beauty Blender, and I actually used it today, and it's a little bit dirty, so I apologize. I feel like more recently I've been hearing a lot more people who have been talking about how they use this, so I decided, you know, I'm going to bring it back out, dust it off, and use it again. And I've been using it a lot this month, and I used it today to apply my Laura Mercier Silk Foundation, and I sometimes don't like really heavy foundations because it just looks kind of cakey on me, and this applies that foundation very well. It makes it not look cakey, but I can still see the really good full coverage that it's giving me, and it's a really nice, like, cool tool to have. And I've had this for a very long time. I obviously wash it quite often when I use it, so this does last for quite some time if you take care of it. And yeah, so this has been one of my favorites for January. I have not been a big hand cream kind of girl. However, in the winter months my skin's gotten a lot drier, and I've noticed more of a need for hand cream. However, I think that it's just something that I should start getting into as I'm getting older, just because I like the sun. I've been out in the sun a lot, and you know, people get sunspots on their hands, and obviously wouldn't I want to just keep my hands nice and moisturized and all that good stuff. So I've been using a lot of hand creams, and I've used quite a few brands, so I'm not going to show all the brands that I've been using. And all the brands I have been using I've been very pleased with, but this is just one I've kind of, I guess, reached for more often than the rest of them. This has not been my only favorite hand cream, but this is just the one I'm going to use to represent my hand creams for today. And it is the Soap & Glory Hand Food Hand Cream. And it is great. It says that it has macadamia oil, shea butter, and marshmallows in it. That's kind of interesting to put marshmallows in it. It's kind of a neat thing, just the idea of having a hand cream with marshmallows in it. But I will say that this particular one smells very nice. Very kind of soft, sweet smell. It doesn't smell like marshmallows. I would say it smells more kind of floral than anything. Also, this hand cream just kind of sinks right into the skin. It moisturizes but doesn't leave them feeling greasy at all. It really gets absorbed into the skin very quickly. You don't have to worry about kind of leaving marks all over the place, but especially again with wintertime just being so kind of harsh on your skin and making your skin really dry, I've been reaching a lot more for a hand cream, and that's just been the one that I kept in my handbag quite often, and I've just been reaching for a lot more. The last item on my favorites is a makeup brush, and this is actually a brush I did purchase this month and I've been using quite a bit. I am a big fan of Real Techniques brushes. I think that for the cost, they are absolutely superb. They're very comparable with a lot of high-end brush lines. If you're new to makeup, or if you're not even new to makeup, if you haven't tried out Real Techniques, I would definitely suggest you try them out because they have a lot of great brushes. A lot of their brushes they do sell in sets though, and sometimes if it's only one brush in the set that really kind of intrigues me, I shy away from paying for the whole brush. But the brush that I really wanted was the multi-purpose brush by Real Techniques, and I've heard a lot about this brush. It is quickly become one of my favorites. I've used this for a blush application. I've also used it for kind of a soft dusting of like powder through my T-zone. I have yet to use this for foundation, but I bet you this would be a really great brush for foundation. And just to kind of give you a comparison of the other brushes that are in the line that I use for somewhat of the same uses, this is what they call their blush brush. And just a comparison, this one's so much smaller than this one. I actually don't really ever use this for a blush brush. Maybe have used it one time for a blush brush, but I usually use it for kind of a huge contour brush, or just like an all over bronzer for like my face. The other brush to compare it with is the powder brush, which is enormous in comparison, just huge. And this is a great powder brush if you really need to get powder all over your face, but sometimes it's a little bit dense, so it holds a little bit too much powder. And this one is not as dense, it's more soft and it doesn't hold as much powder, so if I'm really looking for a light application, this is a great brush for that. Again, these two brushes, I do love them, but just kind of in comparison, it's so much smaller of a brush than these two. So I think I'll get more use out of the multitask brush than I will out of these two brushes. That is it for my January favorites for this month, and thank you guys so much for watching. I will put links for all the products below, and if you guys have any video responses, or if you want to drop some comments about any of the products that you really love or you've really loved this month, please put them below as well. I would love to hear about all of those, and thank you guys so much for watching. You have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.